Anyway, once again, we'll go back. So here we go. So yes, we're stepping into real structure. This is where algebra quietly turns into calculus. Let's build it cleanly. So from perfect square, approaching binomial expansion, you already know a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Now, that's actually a special case of the binomial theorem. Number 2, the general binomial theorem for any positive integer n, a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. That's actually a special case of the binomial theorem. And so the general binomial theorem for any positive integer is a plus b to the nth power equals the big sigma, and then there's an n over top of it. Underneath is k equals 0. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because you've got two brackets here and you've got n over k, except there's no line there. It's just n and then k. And then you have a to the n minus k power, base b, and then to the k power. And so coefficients, you can also think of those as parameters. So these are binomial coefficients. You have n, k equals n factorial over k factorial times n minus k factorial again. And so essentially factorial is just like you take 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5, and then you and so on and so forth, And so we've gotten into cube expansion now, so a plus b to the third. So what that is that becomes a cubed plus 3a squared, b plus 3ab squared plus b to the third. So this means start with k equals 0. Increase k by 1 each time, and stop when k equals n. So k is just a counter. And then, so notice the pattern. These numbers come from Pascal's triangle. And so that's the binomial coefficient, n, k, n, k. This means n factorial over k factorial times n minus k factorial. And so this reads n, choose k. So it tells you how many ways you can choose k things out of n. And so now let us turn to the next page. And so over here, we have, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm jumping back and forth between voices, growing up, I always wanted to be a voice actor. And so there's always been a big contention as to how my voice should sound. And frankly, I just jump back and forth because of that. I think I'd be a great voice actor. And there was a point in time where I did submit some audio logs over to this this talent agency in the state of Florida, but nonetheless, it was something that was not going to work out at the time. In hindsight, I will say I probably should have gone with it. It was only like $1K just to simply get sponsored, and that includes training and an agent. But nonetheless, it just didn't work out for this time period, lassie. I will say this though. So this is an example. 3, 1 equals 3. That's why in a plus b cubed, the coefficients are 1, 3, 3, 1. And so the powers, a to the n minus k power, this means take a and raise it to the power n minus k. And so as k increases, this exponent decreases. And then there is the outer power, b to the k power. And so this just means that you have to take b and raise it to the power of k. And as k increases, this exponent increases. And when you put it all together, each term in the expansion is n, k, a to the n minus k, base b, k. And so that means multiply the coefficient, multiply the correct power of b, and then add all of those together. So that's an example. One more thing I wanted to point out. This stuff here, it's really for tech guys. Science, technology, like if you want to work on rocket science, if you want to work on estimating where exactly in orbit our satellites are, for instance, if you want to work for, I won't even put the names out there, but there's all kinds of companies that you could work for, and you're really hoping to get some skin in the game as far as, okay, how am I gonna step into that? Really, you have to master calculus. And for me, it wasn't a subject that I ever liked because no one had really ever told me its practical applications. And also, everyone said it was hard. But as time went on, went through some stuff, and I'm like, this is what's, I don't care what like anybody says, this is what's healing me, you know, at this point. And that guy as well. But first and foremost, this, and it's like that and the work in the right setting. And so I just think that, you know, I think we can all do amazing, wonderful things. And if it works, it works. That's also what I think. I think that, okay, each of us get better differently, each of us. And if it can be sustained, if it can drive change for yourself, and if it produces shalom, as the Hebrews would say, to this very day, well then, you know, why not? And so anyway, it was without further ado that it's your boy, Cheese Ball Cleopas Libertas once again. I'm out. Y'all have a blessed day, and tell someone you really love how much they really mean to you, and then show them.